What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason Jeff Hardy was written off AEW television, Sheamus frustrated with the WWE, WWE planning a huge feud for Owens and Zayn, Carlito's return date leaked, spoiler, another WWE alumni returns to AEW, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now, as always, we're not going to recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Guns vs Hardys, good use of Hardys. The Guns vs Hardys match was an enjoyable match, not only for the novelty of seeing two brother tag teams fighting, but because AEW used the match to give the Guns the rub and further hype CM Punk and FTR's growing rivalry with the Bullet Club Gold. As we'll see in the news, we'll look at the real reason why Jeff Hardy was written off TV, but this match has helped AEW accomplish a lot, an excellent example of how one match can do so much. Number 2, entertaining brawl. The concession stand brawl is a match steeped in tradition, and while last night's brawl was a pale shadow of the first two Tupela concession stand brawls, it was a nice shout out to the past and a reminder that there's nothing wrong with the occasional gimmick match with a hint of comedy. While we weren't blown away when AEW signed Jeff Jarrett, he's risen to the occasion and earned his spot in the company despite being overused at times. Number 3, good build-up for Forbidden Door. Plenty of build-up for Forbidden Door as challenges were answered, wrestlers confronted each other, and AEW teased an all-out war between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. Last year's Forbidden Door pay-per-view was a success, and AEW has a lot riding on the sequel exceeding it, especially as the promotion tries to cope with the WWE's incredible turnaround over the last year. Number 4, no Outcast appearances. Dynamite was a breath of fresh air as there was no appearances from the Outcasts. Credit to AEW for not putting the faction on in a meaningless segment, which seems to be the majority of their appearances. It was wise to give the faction time off, especially if AEW wants to get them back on track. Number 5, Adam Cole MJF mic battle. A more of the excellent mic work fans expect and enjoy between Adam Cole and MJF, as AEW used a segment to remind fans that the rivalry between the two is only beginning, while also hyping Sunday's AEW World Championship match between MJF and Hiroshi Tanahashi at Forbidden Door. And Eddie Kingston is back. Eddie Kingston is back, and he even got a chance to joke that he's just had surgery, so he has to wear a t-shirt. While Kingston fans were no doubt disappointed they couldn't see his six-pack abs, he provided plenty of drama as he stood with the Elite against the Blackpool Combat Club, not because he likes them, but because he hates Claudio Castagnoli. AEW dialed up the drama by addressing how BFFs Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley are going to react when they face each other in a 10-man tag match this Sunday. But that was the good. What about the bad? Is number 1, can anyone follow in Jade Cargill's footsteps? Chris Statlander is off to a shaky start as TBS champion, and the fact that she has to follow in Jade Cargill's footsteps isn't helping. AEW gave Cargill a monster push, a push she took advantage of by working hard to improve her in-ring and promo skills, and fans' expectations are higher for Statlander to have a strong run as champion. That doesn't mean AEW needs to give the new champion a 50-match long win streak, but it needs to devise some exciting programs. Statlander is a strong talent whose career is hampered by 2 serious injuries, and this is a chance to show why she deserves a spot in the upper echelon of AEW's women's division. Number 2, quantity versus quality approach. There was plenty of good matches last night, but did anything stand out as special? AEW didn't hold back on the star power, but there were no marquee matches on last night's show. AEW can't book every show like a mini pay-per-view, but there should have been more happening than run-ins, showdowns, and heated promos. Given AEW's abundance of titles, it's puzzling why the TBS Championship was the only belt on the line. Now, there was nothing ugly as AEW spent the majority of the show building up to Forbidden Door, a move that makes sense since the pay-per-view is this Sunday. AEW didn't ignore its other storylines and used Dynamite to hype Collision, as well as the budding feud between MJF and Adam Cole. What you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at the real reason Jeff Hardy was written off AEW television. Atop of today's news is a report on Jeff Hardy. Hardy is taking a hiatus from AEW, but fans of Brother Nero need not worry as there's no bad news surrounding his time off. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp is reporting Jeff Hardy won't be on All Elite Wrestling TV for a while again. Jeff Hardy has been getting his legs underneath him of late after the longest in-ring absence of his life, but he's not going to be performing on AEW TV during their trip to Canada. Fightful Select learned that Hardy is unable to get into Canada due to his arrests and was written off television as a result for the time being. Wrestling's charismatic enigma is just one of several wrestlers who can't enter Canada due to previous DUI issues. Fans may recall the Usos were blocked from Canada for some time. Next up, Carlito's return date has been leaked. Now, there have been many rumors of Carlito returning to WWE, and even though he's trolled the audience, PW Insider has information on when he's actually returning to WWE. PWInsiderElite.com has heard from multiple WWE sources that the 7/7 Friday Night SmackDown taping at Madison Square Garden in New York City is targeted for Carlito's return to the company, so he's heading to the Blue brand. This is awesome news. What do you guys think of Carlito returning to WWE? Next up, Sheamus frustrated with WWE. There were some noteworthy comments from WWE superstar Sheamus, who is apparently unhappy with how the WWE has been booking him and the rest of his Brawling Brutes faction. The Celtic Warrior recently spoke with Metro UK's Alistair McGeorge about the WWE's push of him, Ridge Holland and Butch. I just don't think they've really capitalized on the group. I don't think they've really let us show what we can do. This stop-start stuff is really hard when you're trying to highlight young talent. It's frustrating, you know, so I don't know, maybe we'll get an opportunity to show what we can really do as a group, because a lot of those other groups who are out there now have definitely got an opportunity that we haven't had to do some storyline stuff, some character stuff. Sheamus added, "That's kind of been a shame, mate, to be honest, considering the talent that's in there." Now, we're not sure that we agree on Sheamus on his take of things. The Brawling Brutes had a huge program last summer, including its rivalry with Imperium as well as the Bloodline. In fact, they worked Survivor Series main event War Games match, while Sheamus competed for the Intercontinental Championship and the other two Brutes battled the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Unfortunately, it was unlikely that any member of the Brutes was going to win any of the championships they chased, because the bottom line is that nobody was going to beat either Gunther or Usos at the time. Sheamus is a solid upper-card star who occasionally gets secondary title shots, while Ridge and Butch were elevated for a short time in order to give the Usos fresh competition. While the WWE can do more with all three superstars, the company has so much talent that the Brutes should be happy with their current roles. Next up, WWE planning a huge feud for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. There's more news on the rumoured reunion of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa returned to Raw on 18th June after he was laid up for several months, renewing whisperings among fans that the WWE intends to team Johnny Wrestling and Ciampa. Now WRKD Wrestling is reporting, while Johnny Gargano was noticeably absent from WWE Raw, fans saw the return of Ciampa. As we reported in the past, there are still plans in the works to reform DIY. We can now add current plans, having this leading to a feud with Owens and Zayn over the tag titles. KO and Zayn need some strong opponents now that their long-running program with the Usos is over. It's unknown if the WWE intends on turning Gargano and his entourage heel. What do you guys think the WWE should do though? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a spoiler as another WWE alumni returns to AEW. It's spoiler time concerning the 23rd June episode of Rampage and the return of a former WWE superstar. He's back, and this time it looks like John Hennigan, aka former superstar John Morrison, is going to be in AEW for a while. He appeared during the taping of this Friday's Rampage, joining QT Marshall's heel faction QTV. According to PW Insider, Hennigan is expected to stay in AEW, and the site also reports he's going by the name Johnny Television or Johnny TV. Hennigan had worked a handful of matches in AEW. His wife Taya Valkyrie is working in the promotion, which can make for some interesting mixed matches down the road. Next up, Dana's Defenders. Two of Dana Brooke's wrestling colleagues are speaking out on her behalf following Dana's recent tweet where she responded to fan criticism by saying, "Alright, I get it, y'all think I suck. Got it. Noted. Awesome." As Dana's fans rose to the occasion, reminding her of her talents and encouraging her to keep wrestling. In addition, two big names in the industry showed their support for the former 24/7 champion as Bayley tweeted, "They're idiots." In addition, Mercedes Money showed her support tweeting, "You're such a hidden gem, Dana." Social media can be a toxic environment for fans and wrestlers alike, which is why it's encouraging to see positive takes on situations like this. Next up, Dakota Kai medical update. It's good news for Damage Control member Dakota Kai, as the awesome Aussie is letting fans know she's progressing well after suffering a torn ACL in a tag match last May. Kai sent this message on Instagram saying, "I'm out of my brace and back wearing sweatpants with holes in the knees." With it becoming clear Io Sky's days in Damage Control are numbered, it'll be interesting to see whether Dakota sides with Sky or Bayley. And finally, WWE stars in Fight Forever. Last but not least, AEW's Fight Forever wrestling console game is nearly here, and it looks like fans may get to bring in some of their favourite superstars into the game. Now, we're not referring to the plethora of former superstars who are in the company, but the game's creator wrestler suite. According to the SmackDown Hotel, the game has various present entrances that can be acquired in the game, including Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Io Sky. Are you guys looking forward to Fight Forever? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.